But Donald Trump this week on Monday started out the week signing an executive order that will mandate prosecution resulting in 1 year in jail for people who burn the American flag. Critics say it goes against free speech and freedom of expression. Yet these same critics would throw an unholy hissy fit if someone in a pickup truck left tire marks on an LGBTQ pride mural painted in the streets or just burned one of their flags. In my personal opinion, banning burning of the American flag should have remained against the law in all circumstances a long time ago. But for those who don't know, it actually was against the law until 1989 when the Supreme Court ruled it uh, under freedom of speech as a symbolic speech. But I believe that was a mistake personally. Now let's be clear. Trump's executive order does not attempt to overturn the Supreme Court ruling labeling it under freedom of speech. Let me say that again. Trump's executive order does not in any way attempt to change your First Amendment rights. Here is what it states. You can be arrested for burning the United States flag when you are inciting imminent lawless action or provoking violence. You are concurrently committing a violent crime, hate crime, property crime, or disorderly conduct. You are aiding or abetting others in burning that violates these laws, or you are a non-citizen violating these laws. You cannot be arrested for burning the American flag for purely expressive conduct that doesn't violate other laws to include permitted spaces for burning. You are shielded by the First Amendment in those cases. So, no, they're not trying to change the ruling by the Supreme Court already. I personally, though, want the burning of the U.S. flag to be treated the same as burning the trans flag. If one is a hate crime, they're both hate crimes, right? That's fair.
Mhm.
If one is free
Mm-hmm.
speech, both free speech. I call that equal rights. But what we cannot allow is burning the American flag will be okay, and burning the trans flag is a hate crime. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Both or none, right? As it stands right now,
Mm-hmm.
burning the American flag is okay, and burning a trans flag, at least in the case of this Iowa man back in 2019, is a 16 years in jail sentence. You simply cannot have it both ways, but we're trying to. Is that your mic or mine? You hear
Yeah, I hear it, but
that? Okay. Hopefully it goes away. Okay. That's interesting. I think it's Brandon's mic.
What's it doing?
Yeah, yeah. It's making feedback for some reason. Yeah, it's yours for sure. Okay. So yeah. So thoughts, Miranda, since you're the one with the working mic right now, on this potentially being fair both
uh,
ways, or
yeah,
can't
I
have it.
think it. I mean, you can't have it both ways. If you're burning an American flag, you
Mhm.
are obviously inciting violence against the American people.
That's the way I look
So
at it. Yeah.
yeah, like
I think it's strictly going to be enforceable though if you're doing it like in a protest that gets violent. So it's like it's got to be tied to some other crime. If you're just burning it,
yeah,
on your yard, you can't go to jail for it type
yeah.
situation.
If you're burning it, well, it's honorary to burn a retired American flag in a
Yeah,
symbolic way.
in certain situations, yes,
So if
absolutely.
you're burning it in your backyard because of that, but if you're
Mhm,
back there doing rituals and maybe even filming it and live streaming it on the internet
mhm,
for an audience that wants to see death to America, then maybe we have a problem.
mhm. Yeah.
Like free speech has its limits. And
Mhm. I personally, just the way I was always growing up, was to respect the flag, no matter what. And to me, even if it's not to incite violence or to incite a crime, I still think it should be illegal. The only time I think you should be able to burn a flag is if you're disposing of it properly, like you alluded to there. I think that's the only way it should be. Personally, I think it should be a crime every other time. Now, if they're not going to do that because of the Supreme Court ruling that said it was under freedom of speech, but if I had my way, it would. So there's a lot of people who feel like Donald Trump, he's so right wing, or he's like ultra white right wing, and like he goes too far and all this stuff. There are certain things that Donald Trump is more left than I am. Technically, I am more extreme than Donald Trump is. when it comes to the abortion thing, when it comes to gay marriage, I don't agree with. When it comes to Operation Warp Speed, we're going to talk about a little bit later. When it comes to this, I'm actually would be more on the further side of things than Donald Trump is, and you all want to think he's nuts. So, just putting that out there. Donald Trump's actually more middle of the road, especially if you were a Democrat back in the 90s. That's kind of where Donald Trump is. Thank you for checking out this clip from the Dragon's Den podcast. If you like what you saw here, please consider checking out our full podcast every single Friday night here on the channel, live at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe on YouTube, and follow us on Rumble. And until our next video, guys, take care, and God bless.